My people, it's about that time.
Like a boss.
Live from the USA, helping you get paid every day. This is the boss of Bitcoin, the Cristo of crypto. It's your boy BK. And if you don't like me, you must not like money. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Today we are looking at Ethereum ETH to the BTC. This is one of the original blockchain technologies, and most recently just launched an ETF. So we'll be looking at the chart and answering the question, is now the time to buy Ethereum? So if this is your first time tuning in, congratulations, baby. You are now rocking with the best. My name is BK, also known as the Crypto Trader, and I'm the boss of these charts, as you'll soon find out. Every day I grace this microphone with my voice is another day you get to profit as a result, and today is no exception. So if you haven't done it already, make sure you like this video and subscribe. I help people all over the world learn how to make money trading Bitcoin, and this is one of the ways I do it. I give away free BTC every single Friday. This is my chance to give back to the community. We have a global community. We global, like Khaled used to say. You know what I'm saying? So I give you guys a chance to shout your city out. Show me some love in the comments. Let me know where you're tuning in from, and I will pick a winner tomorrow. So that being said, let's go ahead and make this money. So here we go. This is Ethereum, ETH to the BTC. One of the things I like to try to do is zoom out far enough to where you can start to see the full trend. And this is going back all the way to the early days of 2017, right? One of the things I like about Ethereum, initially, it lined up really good with this first cycle. So this is kind of like the birthing cycle, you know, early 2016 days that launched Ethereum into the ether, so to speak. And you can see it capped out right north of the 4.2 to the 4.6 up here, and basically anything above this green line, it was making money hand over fist. Anything below it was kind of a recessionary area. Once we got past, I think, the 2.2 to 2.4, this cycle kind of faded into oblivion. That's basically where the breaking point is. So now the goal is to find the next pivot point to see where the next cycle comes in. And so that's what we're doing here. We grab another Fibonacci from here, and let's just say here. Very quick. You can see it's nowhere near as turbulent as the last one, but it does a very good job of pinning down this energy and almost predicating where we are within this next lifespan, right? One of the things we can note, and by the way, this is what I teach in on this channel, is that energy is, you know, effervescent in these charts. These charts are ubiquitous in a sense to where they're all knowing, they're cognizant, you know, and no tweet, no news article, no whale selling their entities can change the magnitude of the momentum that's already set. It's like the waves in the ocean. Like, one wave is not going to change the ocean. You might have an earthquake that causes a tsunami over Japan, and that might affect that water right there, but halfway around the world, the ocean is still going to be on course for doing what it was doing already. Once that wave passes through, the ocean responds, the ocean changes, and now we have a new wave in existence. And so I think that's one of the things we should always be cognizant of. My formal background is in civil engineering, and I remember studying fluid mechanics and learning about Bernoulli's equation, and basically water pressure passing through any given point, and, you know, the macro forces and the pivot points and the torque and all that good stuff. And essentially these markets, the way I see these charts, it's almost like the same thing. It's like you have these nodes that energy comes through, and as a result, they form like little energy channels, right? And not saying that this is a perfect analysis, because it definitely isn't, but that's basically the channel that we're in right now. This is, essentially a strong down channel. No getting around that. Ethereum has seen better days, and I think what's happened as of late, probably since the early days of 2023, we saw Bitcoin basically do the inverse, and you saw Bitcoin absorb a lot of market dominance. If we go to CoinMarketCap and just look at this thing on the fly here, let's just pin it down to say, what's that look like? Let's just call it the first of 23, right? So whatever the first of 23 was right there. Let's see what Bitcoin did market dominance wise. And you have to remember, when Bitcoin increases its market dominance, it's literally pulling money from the rest of the market, right? So if we look at, they need a better chart for this. I've said that before, but I think, let me see. Bitcoin market dominance, right? And we're looking at 1/1/23. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Look at that. It's like it lined up perfectly for the comparison. And that's on the fly, people. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even researched this before, but I'm just looking at the charts, talking to you guys logically, and that's what it is. It's like Bitcoin absorbed that money. I compare, cryptocurrency to like a beating heart. It's literally a new organism, a new entity, a new life force. And so when one part of the heart beats, is active, the other side relaxes. And so when you see Bitcoin increasing its market dominance, by definition, it is pulling money from the other altcoins, because it's not pulling money from outside of itself, is pulling money from within the blockchain. So now we go back to Ethereum, and we see Bitcoin basically absorbed all of that money since 1/1/23, right? And Ethereum has since been in a strong downward channel. I think one of the things it could catch here, but this is going to be a long-term accumulation if it sticks this landing. It has to land north of, say, 0.04. And I've actually seen like a lot of, negative sentiment around Ethereum, talking about the economy, that it's worthless now because it's inflationary and it's always going to approach zero when it's evaluated to Bitcoin. I definitely don't think that's the case. I think it has its own merit. It literally has its own economy, the ERC20 network, and 1,000 coins that have their own merit built on top of it. So I don't think it's paired to an inflationary system like fiat currency is. I definitely don't see that. But what's happening right now is Wall Street is playing the accumulation game, and their number one goal is accumulate as much Bitcoin as fast as possible. So if you got $20 million, would you rather park it into an asset that is underperforming Bitcoin, or would you park it into an asset that is equal to or overperforming Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin is the default. Bitcoin, I just showed you, gained $40,000 over the past 2.5 years, about 6% dominance across the entire cryptoverse. So essentially you have smaller cap altcoins losing their money to the granddaddy of them all, because Wall Street is now in the accumulation phase of cryptocurrency. And so charts like this are adversely affected. It's just how economics works. Like, money can only be in one place at one time. And Wall Street is in the business of make me more right now. And so that's what we see, by definition. And 1/1/23 kind of showed you that's when Bitcoin started to take off. That's when Ethereum started to slow down. But we do have change in the water. And this is, should you buy the new Ethereum ETF? Wall Street just launched a new product as of, I believe, August of this year. And it's making Ethereum accessible to their buying channels. Wall Street, you have to remember, is literally the floodgates of financial activity. All the money in the world at one point in time flows through Wall Street. And Bitcoin is the gateway to the blockchain. Ethereum is kind of like the second portal. So just for them to have this product, I think is very, very, very optimistic for the future. And that's what they talk about right here. If you're a traditional buy and hold investor, then buying the new spot ETF is going to be leveraged on the long-term price potential of Ethereum. Now, one thing I will say, and this is a very, 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 very important point for this channel, point blank, period. Andre Antonopoulos said it best: not your private keys, not your Bitcoin. So if you want to entrust a third party to issue you a piece of paper for some presumed blockchain equity that they said they purchased on your behalf, just know you're setting yourself up to be disappointed if the day comes that they says that piece of paper is no longer valid, right? If you want to own Ethereum, just go to an exchange, convert USD to BTC, and trade BTC for ETH. It's very, very simple. You don't even have to use an exchange. They got 10,000 different vending machines you can use where you can buy Bitcoin just the same as you buying a Twix candy bar. It's crazy, right? So I definitely don't recommend going through, Fidelity to buy Ethereum through an ETF product. Like, no. There's much more simpler, much more convenient, and much more secure ways to, gain your equity in the blockchain. But, for all intents and purposes, this does open a plethora of new funding vehicles that will, over time, increase the price. We've just seen a decrease, I think, mainly because Bitcoin has more or less had a surge in dominance. Now, once Bitcoin starts to slow down and disseminate some of that money through the rest of the cryptoverse, remember, water flows downhill. We are reinventing the water cycle as it pertains to fiscal policy and, technology adoption. Bitcoin is at the top of that mountain. It's the sun. It gets the water first. Once it rolls down hills, we have tributaries and streams and rivers and lakes that flow up. Ethereum is one of those big rivers that's going to divert a lot of that money into its smaller parties. So that just hasn't happened yet. Obviously, we're still waiting on Bitcoin to have another big run. I don't see Bitcoin falling anytime in this year, lower than where it's at right now. It's at like 60,000. I really don't see it falling, only unless you see Wall Street sell off. And that, of course, is not on Bitcoin by itself. It's simply, asset reallocation. So we could see that. But if Bitcoin stands on its own merit, if Wall Street stays north of, 30,000 at this point? I don't even remember. Wall Street, it just goes higher and higher. They just print more fake money. So let's see, money markets. Oh, there it goes right there, the DJI. Dow Jones, 39,000. So as long as Wall Street stays above like 38,000, Bitcoin should stay above 50,000 and, should continue to move higher. It's in a strong uptrend, right? This is one of the charts I thought was interesting. I wanted to show you guys. And real quick, if you made it this far in the video, do me a favor and just like this video. Right now, take 2 or 3 seconds, click that like button. It really goes a long way to help this content get out to as many people as possible. My mission in this world is help as many people make as much money as possible. I realize some of this information is somewhat complicated. I try to make it as simple and as efficient for you guys in these quick condensed videos. So all you can do is hit that thumbs up button. I most certainly do appreciate you for that action. Bitcoin ETF launch, you see we had a downtrend. I think it sold off 10, 20, 30% before bottoming out and basically running back up again. This chart is almost indicative of that same pattern. But honestly, I think the chart I just showed you guys where we had Ethereum pinned down in a down channel, I think that goes a lot farther and showing that this thing is kind of set in stone. Like I honestly, looking at this chart, the earliest that we could see Ethereum, standing on its own and leading the market, we'll tighten that down just a little bit, but not too much because, and honestly, if you guys want to look at what I'm doing, all I'm doing is moving that trend line to areas of confluence. I believe that's the word I'm looking for. Which is right there. And you see it still lines up pretty good right there. And when 2 or more come together, there I am in the midst of them. And this is the price we want to stay above, 41.76. And we want to be above that price no later than February. That's my birthday, February 23rd. Ha! There I am in the midst of them. And, Yeah, so that's that's the down channel, and so as long as Ethereum is above this price right here, it should not continue to go lower. Now we'll have a chance to bottom out and have some positive energy return back into ETH. But right here is going to be a very, very, very big downward pressure area, because you see it tried to save it, for the better part of a year. That price tried to save it. So now you're going to have the same capitulation on the other side to where it tries to resist it, right? And this is basically a flux point where the floors become the ceilings, and the ceilings become the floors. And now all that to say this, I think there's better options out there. I do a pretty good job on this channel of letting you guys know where those options are. If you value Ethereum, you're an Ethereum maximalist, well, you don't care about the price, because you've already invested your emotions into the hope that it pays off for you. I'm more of a profit maximalist. I value what the charts value, and I recognize that all of the money in this chart is a lot more money than I'm ever going to have. It's a lot more money than I ever want. And I'm going to use that to my advantage. I'm going to let the charts tell me what they value, and then I'm just gonna put my money on theirs, right? It's like when you come up on a blackjack table and you got somebody that's hitting a 21 or a 20 every other hand, and the dealer, he tipping the dealer $5 or $10 every time he hits. So now the dealer is hoping for them 20s too. I'm just gonna bet where he bets, like a roulette wheel. Like, okay, this dealer, the wheel done hit like 4 numbers in a row for my man on the left. Well, guess what? You my best friend. We rolling together. Wherever you go, I go. And that's what the boss method does. It basically tells you where the energy is breaking in the market, where these pivot points are, and where you have the highest likelihood to make money like a boss. This hasn't been done to this level yet. All too often we get lost in Bloomberg and Cheddar, and God knows I've watched countless hours of worthless media propagated information to tell you 15 ways you lost money yesterday, but not one way to make money tomorrow. Well, my mission is to change that. And that's why I make these videos. One of the things I wanted to get into, so that's Ethereum, people. It's not a great coin. It's many more better options out there. And it's really just a victim to Bitcoin success right now. It's like the little brother, sorry to my little brother, you know what I'm saying? But when you little brother to, you know what I'm saying, somebody that's set to change the world, is just a different scenario. I apologize on my behalf. But moving forward, my man Crypto Blazer out there, real quick, I told you guys you can definitely leave a comment for free Bitcoin, but I tell you what, if you want to see a chart, just leave a comment for a chart. It counts just the same. A comment is a comment. So my man said, will you please do a chart on REN? And honestly, I forgot this was even a coin. I think I remember seeing it like a year or two ago when I was, dibbing, dabbling and trading, getting my life together. But it's not doing that great. Especially when you compare it with Bitcoin. This thing is underperforming Bitcoin over a month. It's definitely underperforming Bitcoin over a year. So in this case, you would be better off just holding BTC, because what the boss method shows us is that when you evaluate an altcoin, and any given altcoin, and measure it to Bitcoin, if that chart goes down and to the right, you are losing Bitcoin. And that is a bad scenario. So my man, Crypto Blazer, he probably holding the bag it is that he might have bought back in 2021, thinking that it was go pop again and see its glory days. But the problem when you have these altcoins, and I know this firsthand, this is like what, number 500 in the world right now. So it's not bad, but it's definitely not, top tier, top of the fold, front page of Coin Market Cap, top 50, top 100 coins in the world is definitely not there. I don't see it getting there anytime soon. It looks like a broken chart, to be honest. Even from a long-term chart, you can just drop some lines in here. This is basically where this coin needs to get above for it to start making money fast enough to pay for the risk associated with owning it. Right now, this thing has just been losing money, like even since the beginning of 2024, right? Let's throw it right there. 2024, put a candle on it. It's down 65% this year. Bitcoin is up 65%. So not only did you not gain the money Bitcoin would have gained, you lost that money in the opposite direction. That's called hustling backwards. That's not what you want to do. Sell that bag, you know, and go pick up some helium. Because I literally just did a video about helium yesterday. And I said, get you some helium. This thing is going up. It's making money right now. It's making money right now. It's going to keep making money. It's made money since I did the video yesterday. It's going to keep making money. It's going up to 13,900, 14,000 Satoshis, right? What does that look like? That look like about 15%, so or 12% at least, you know, and if it keep running, it's going up to the top of the cycle. That's going to be like 32%. Right? So maybe you could get you the bag back that you lost on Rand. Just double down. We talking about blackjack now. Double down. Put it on HNT and tip your boy out. You know what I'm saying? Link, my wallets are in the description. Send me like 10, 20 bucks. I'm just gonna give it back to the people. You know, when you cash out, like that's what we do. We pay it forward. We help people out when we can, and we let them know, like, hey, dog, you might, you know, you might really like that coin. You might know somebody on the team. I don't know how you connected to it, but hey, if it ain't paying, it ain't staying, and this ain't no charity, right? You feel me? Like, I gotta get paid 7 days till Sunday, and this is how we do it. You know, join me on my journey, people. This is my mission to change the world. I'm doing a new video every day for the next 5 years. I'm investing $300 a month. In 18 months, I'm gonna have 10 bands. Once I get 10, it won't be too long before I get 100. And once I get 100, the whole game go change. You feel me? So we go on a mission to help people, to empower people. Bitcoin is here. Once upon a time, it was a question mark, like, will it be ... I think now we see the dominoes coming into place. And now we understand the difference between fiat currency, between centralized authority, between political kakistocracy, between a military-industrial complex that has no value other than destroying the world. I think we know what trustless is. I think we know what decentralized is. I think we know what distributed ledger is. And now we know there is a better solution, a more viable path to be successful and secure in our own financial future. Empower yourself. BYOB. Become your own boss. You did. With that being said, I got the SMS Money Team. I'm giving away free trades. All you need to do is drop your phone number right there. And we got a Telegram group. Everybody in that Telegram group got 2 trades this week. Both of them is making money. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it ain't no fun if the homeboy don't get none. And we all family. You feel me? So come on in. The doors are always open. Drop your phone number in. And let's go ahead and get it. With that being said, everybody, it's that time of the day. Signing out. Boss. Boy BK, no matter where you stay. Brazil to Bay. California. All the way back out through Germany. Good night, good morning, and good day. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your time. Hit that thumbs up button for a player one time. Do that for me if you appreciate mine. Till we meet again, stay cryptic, y'all. Peace.
Like a boss.
Huh. Armed.